Hi guys, this is this is Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. I am your Saturday vlogger, Anne, and I keep trying to make this video and I keep just giving you guys just way too much information you don't care about. So I'm gonna make this super simple. Today's about positive mental attitude, or your mental attitude. Where is it? Positive, negative, how do you keep it there? How do you get it there? So on and so forth. That is 3 steps. And those 3 steps are evaluating, planning, putting into action. So evaluating, what is that? Well, we all do something that's called self-talk. I'm sure most of you guys have heard about it. And self-talk is me going on a business trip, feeling like I look fantastic. I'm set for this. I'm ready to knock them dead. I'm walking to the office that I'm going to be meeting these potential vendors in. And I happen to catch a glimpse of myself in a storefront window. I was shocked by what I saw. You stupid, lazy, ugly, fat girl. No one's going to take you seriously. We do this all the time, you guys. I mean, we have these conversations. We have a visceral response to an environmental input. Our brains immediately start talking through what just happened. What I'm trying to adjust is that talking. In the evaluation period, you have to tap into that conversation. I heard what I said to myself. Okay, am I stupid? No. Am I ugly? No. I don't care what you guys say. I'm not ugly. I refuse to believe it. Am I fat? Maybe. Does that mean people won't take me seriously? Maybe. What I realized is a lot of my mental talk was very negative. I was very harmful, hurtful, spiteful to myself. And I decided I needed to change that self-talk just 90 degrees. A 180 would be denying that what I saw, what I felt was true. Okay? I don't want to deny my emotions. I have them for a reason. I looked at that storefront window and I had a visceral reaction to it. I need to acknowledge that reaction. Okay, so my acknowledgement is I need to do something about my weight. Just 90 degrees. Acknowledge that there's something that I need to address and keep it very neutral. Another example is, my husband and I went through a rough patch 2 years ago. We moved, we changed jobs, we lived apart from one another for 9 months while we tried to sell a house. We had a hard time getting along. And I found that when I tapped into my self-talk, I was really spiteful and resentful and hateful toward him. I would see a pair of his socks on the floor and just launch into a barrage of things about him. And so I flipped it 90 degrees. Again, I need to talk to him about picking up after himself. Things like that. So that's step 1. Step 2 is planning. All right, so I see myself in the window. I don't like what I see. I recognize that and I address it and evaluate that I need to address my weight. So the planning stage is, what am I going to do about my weight? You might decide to go to Weight Watchers. You might decide to try, how much can you afford? Can you afford Nutrisystems? Should you try Nutrisystems for a month? Is this something you should talk to your family about? It's all of that happens in the planning stage. When I tapped into my conversations with myself about my husband, I ended up coming to the conclusion, and this is just an example, but that I need to talk to him about picking up after himself. When I go into the planning stage, it's how do I address this with him so he doesn't take it as an attack? How can I come at him very neutral and matter of fact, but being very clear that this is a concern? So I plan this out in my head ahead of time. And then the last stage is action. Okay, so I looked at myself 7 years ago in a window, didn't like what I saw, realized I had to address my weight. I started out with Nutrisystems. I moved on to Jenny Craig. I moved on to Atkins, and then I went to Weight Watchers was my last ditch, and then I had gastric bypass surgery 5 months ago. That's all the result of me evaluating my mental mindset, my attitude, and adjusting it so that instead of being negative, I give myself a way that I can do something about it. That's a fine point right there, because you're always going to have reactions to the stimulus around you, right? To the stimuli. You're always going to react. You're always going to be emotional. But how you react, you can control. You can either get very negative and resentful and spiteful and hateful, which doesn't help anybody, even yourself. You can eat that piece of cake and go through a mental talk about how, oh, you have no willpower, you're so stupid, why did you do that, you ugly girl, you're just going to get fat again. Great. Or you can turn it 90 degrees and say, why did I eat that cake? Then you go into the planning stage. Why did I eat that cake? What should I do about the fact that I ate that cake? Should I maybe get into therapy? Is this something I should post a video about? Is this something that I need to talk to someone about? Should I never have cake in the house? And you put whatever plan you set up into action. That's my positive mental attitude. How do I keep it there? You guys, it's something I have to do every day. And it's, you know your own brain. It is split seconds. This stuff, you guys, is that fast. And I do make sure to take a half hour a day for planning. It's kind of like setting aside time to pray if you do that. For me, it's meditation, it's planning, it's looking at the world around me. Is everything kosher? Is it the way I need it to be? And if not, then I take that time, that time that is uninterrupted, and I spend it planning out how I'm going to deal with it. So always ask yourself the question, why? You know, anytime when my husband's socks were laying on the floor, I would think, why does it bother me that his socks are on the floor? Dig a little deeper. I'm trying to look here and see if I answered all of Wendy's questions. You know, how do you keep yourself positive? Again, use the process. Really, give yourself the time to use the process too. That's key. You know, make it a point to tap into your own conversations and really pay attention to your thought process. You know, what are you thinking when you see food in the fridge? What do you think when you see a Chili's commercial on TV? Tap into that, what you're actually thinking, and you will learn so much about yourself that you didn't know was there. Tell me what you do. Tell me what PMA means to you. What is your positive mental mindset? Is it positive? How do you keep it there? If it's negative, how do you change it? Do you want to? Do you like it negative? Are you a classic underachiever? So I look forward to your responses, you guys. I read every single one of them, and I will talk to you guys next week.